Okay. Have you ever watched videos about, I'm going to transform my life, I'm going to do this big thing, I'm going to quantum jump and quantum leap, okay? And they're all pretty, they're really cute. Well, this video is the real nitty gritty on how to do it, and I'm going to try to do it, and I want you to see the mess. This is what it looks like when you really quantum jump or quantum leap. Okay, so I'm going to take my shoes off real quick. So this is how you do it. Okay, this is how you do it. I want you to get so obviously this is unscripted. Okay, so this is the for real. I need for you to get a pen and I need for you to get your journal. And you may want to take your shoes off. All right, so the other day I was walking down the sidewalk, and you know how you have the lines in the side. You know how you have the lines in the sidewalk? Like the lines in your tile. Okay, so I was like, oh, quantum jumping and quantum leaping is literally like walking down the pathway, and then I decided to do a little side step. And then I'm walking in literally a different path, okay? But the two paths are still existing side by side at the same time. I moved. Okay, so this is what you do. So this is when people ask me, hey, Catherine, how'd you change this? How'd you go from being 253 pounds to huffing and puffing? Y'all, there was one day I was walking to work down the French Quarter, and this, oh, bless her heart, this homeless woman, she looked up at me and she goes, you a big old fat cow. No lie detected. No lies detected. And it hurt my feelings so bad, but it was the truth. And so that didn't cause me to change my life, but it did make me realize that I needed to change myself, not because of the outward appearance, but because I was huffing and puffing. I could not breathe. I was having cardiovascular problems, joint problems, because I'm only 5 foot tall. And I just wasn't able to do the activities in my life and live my life to my fullest expression. And there were some dreams that I wanted. Okay, so in my life, when I have quantum leaped, when I have done a hard reset, it has never been pretty. And it won't be pretty. It won't. Okay? It will be messy like this. I am literally pulling out from the south, where I have lived pretty much my whole life, and I am headed up to the Pacific Northwest because Divine Source gave me a dream for something better and more. So steadily I have been going better, more. Okay? So what I did when I changed my life, okay, I'll get your sheet. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Get your sheet, and you're going to draw three columns like that, right? We don't have no fancy graphics and no whiteboard. Just do it a set. Okay, so draw 3 columns, all right? Now, some life coaches, they need prayer. They'll say, don't focus on the negative. Okay, they're stupid. I shouldn't have said that. That was really ugly. Oh, forgive me. That is not wise. Okay. Sometimes you do. Now, I don't want you ruminating there, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to sit with something negative. Okay, so in this column, I want you to write what you don't want. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't know what you want. You just know what you don't want anymore, okay? And especially me, I grew up in a trailer park on a dirt road. Actually, it wasn't even a park. We just lived out in the woods, and there were a couple of trailers splattered around. Grew up on a dirt road. Sometimes, we would have a house, but it was mainly a trailer. And so my mind, that's all I ever knew. You went to the grocery store or the little small store with no shoes on. My neighbor's pigs would get loose and be on the front porch as we were trying to catch the bus for school. So yeah, So you don't know, you may not know anything better, but you know what you don't like. Okay, so right here, you're going to write what you don't want anymore. Okay, and then leave this one blank for right now because this is the void. And then over here in this column is what the opposite of this would be. So I'm going to use a crazy example. So over here on this side, we didn't have central heat and air and growing up, and we didn't have a dryer. We always had to hang out clothes. And ain't nothing wrong with hanging out clothes. It smells good. However, when I was going into my 20s, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being hot, and I'm tired of freezing during the wintertime. I want central heat and air. Okay, I am starting to be a grown-up person making her own money, and I want central heat and air. And I also don't want to have to dry my clothes, hang out my clothes on the line because sometimes it's cold or it's raining. I want to be able to put them in the dryer. So that's what I wanted. I wanted central heat and air, and I wanted a dryer, like literally. I remember that when I was like 19 years old, working my first job. I also wanted some really good underwear that did not come from Walmart. And ain't nothing wrong with underwear that comes from Walmart now, but I wanted something nicer. Okay, so that was another thing. I didn't want underwear that came from Walmart no more. Okay, so what you do is, what will it take to get you from here to here? This, my friend, is the magic space. You figure out what it will take to get you from here to here. Now, in order to do this, you know what you have to do? You got to be still. You got to sit your behind down like I'm sitting down right now, and you got to give yourself the power of the pause. You have to be audacious enough to be still. When I was growing up, you didn't be still. It was always hustle, 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 work, 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 because you were trying to survive. During COVID, the first time in my life, I was able to sit down and be still. You have to be audacious. You have to be bold. You have to be brave to sit still. That's bravery. It really is. So what you do is you figure out. Now, don't be trying to do too many of these at one time, okay? Do a brain dump, write down all the things you don't like, and then go back and circle one or two. That's it. That's it. Don't you be trying to work on 10 at one time. Your efforts will be diluted, all right? Okay. Now, think about making a big old stew and you put too much water in it and it don't taste, it has no flavor because you diluted your efforts. Don't dilute. One or two, all right? Then figure out what steps it's going to take to get you from here to there. The thing is, try not to really give yourself a deadline, and don't restrict yourself onto how it's going to play out. Because 9 times out of 10, there are going to be some things that evolve that get you from here to here a lot faster and a lot better than you ever planned on. But see, the thing is, the magic, the secret in the sauce is taking the steps. So to get me from having no central heat and air and no dryer, the very first thing I had to do was, I'm capable of that. Okay? I see all these people around here in the world, and a lot of them are not any more smarter than I am. They may have had a little bit more education or a little bit more privilege than I did, but they ain't no more. I know some of them not going to work harder than me either. So I had to change my mind. I'm capable of this. If other people have central heat and air and they have dryers, I'm going to have it too. So I had to change my mindset. Then the other thing was, okay, so how much do these things cost? So I would need to move into a better place. if I'm in an apartment, maybe that doesn't have it, do they have a unit that does? Where is a unit, where is a place that has central heat and air that I can move into? And a dryer. How much does a dryer cost? Is there for sale on Facebook Marketplace? Can I swap for one? Can I barter for one? And so you list different ways that you can get them. Okay, and then what you do is you just start working for one. You just watch me. This what you do. I want you, whichever's your lead foot, okay, I want you to pick up that foot and I want you to take a step. Martin Luther King said you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You just take one step. You just take one action. If it's putting $5 aside for a dryer, that's what you do. You know what I did? I remember I just started looking. I just started shopping. I didn't even know how much a dryer was because I had never had a dryer before. Oh my God, I just looked at the time. It was 11:11. I'm not kidding. I was 19 years old, had never had a clothes dryer. I had seen him at the laundromat, but I didn't want to go to a laundromat no more. I was tired of that. Okay, and ain't nothing wrong with going to a laundromat now, but you want your own. You want to quantum shift. All right? Now, so what I did was I just started looking. I just saw how much these things cost. Wow. Okay, I can get one used. I can get one brand new. And so I just started shopping for it. Okay, and then I just started saving up for it. And then before you know, I found one that was on sale that I could afford. And not only that, they delivered it for free. Now, I was pregnant at the time, and so when I hooked it up, I actually kind of got stuck behind it because my stomach was so big. But I got me a dryer. And I found me a place that had central heat and air. And the crazy thing was, it didn't take near as long as I thought it was going to because things just started falling into place. That's how you quantum shift. It's messy. It's scary. It's exciting. But all you have to do are those steps. Figure out what you don't want. Figure out what you do want. And then start making steps. You're not going to have all the answers. This is kind of nebulous right here. You're like, well, I think it may take this. And you just take one step. Oh, another important part right here. Okay, two things. Another important part right here. Obviously, this is not scripted. Another important part right here is this may include people. Okay, so if you don't know what it's going to take you to get from here to here, like a trip. So what you do is you look at the map. You get some resources. Whether it's a book, you look online, you find you some people. I hired a coach when I had my head stuck up my butt several months ago. I just couldn't see the forest for the trees. Dear God. And she got me from here. We actually bypassed all of this. We're way over here now. Okay. Now, the other thing is don't get so fixated on this because this is probably going to change. All right. So the dryer, I had my mind set on this, small little dryer, probably used. I ended up being able to afford and having the opportunity to get a brand new dryer. That thing was huge. Okay. And the place that had central heat and air, oh my God, the apartment. I ended up getting this incredible job where I could afford this beautiful, not above my pay rate though, but I still lived below my means at the time. I was smart. All right, but I ended up getting this nice apartment. Y'all, that apartment has swimming pools. I had never had a swimming pool in my life. We just always go down to the creek behind the house, and ain't nothing wrong with the creek. The creek's fabulous, man, but you got to watch out for snakes back there. But anyway, a swimming pool, and it had a waterfall. It was called Whisper Wood or something in Columbus, Georgia, outside. I don't even know if it's still there or not, but it had a waterfall. I'd never seen anything like that in my life. Like, oh my God, I got me a waterfall in my backyard. I went from a trailer swimming in the creek to a swimming pool with a waterfall. Because all I did was have the audacity to go, I don't want this no more. I'm gonna take a step. I'm gonna figure it out, and that's what you do. That's how you quantum shift. It really is. That's how you do it. Sometimes it's gonna be fast. Sometimes it's gonna be a little bit slow. All right. Time's relative anyway. Remember Albert Einstein? All right. That's how you do it. I didn't mean for this video to be so long, but I'm in the middle of my own. I pull out of here. I pull out of this place in less than 2 days. I got to get busy. But I needed for you to see how messy it is, but how exciting it is. So if you're following me, I'm so grateful that you're here. And I hope this video helps you. I do. I'm so freaking excited. But I want you to look at the date. What is today? October. It's almost Halloween, which is New Year's, Samhain. It's October the 29th. I think, or is it the 30th? Alexa, what's today's date?
Today is Thursday, October 30th.
Alexa's coming in my check baggage, y'all. Today's October 30th, all right? And then I want you to follow back up with me in a month. And I want you to see where I'll be living then. I want you to see where I'm going to be living, because I just checked off several things on my vision board. My vision board from 2024. My vision board from 2024 is now complete. All right, loves. I do. I hope it's helpful. I love you. One of my sons told me, Mom, you need to wrap up your videos a little bit better. And I'm working on that. But just know that I love you, and I hope this was helpful. Now go get you a list and have the audacity to sit your ass down.